Today we are here at the GoDaddy auction reviewing a very hot domain name. The name is moonriverbrewing.com. Now, a lot of questions must be put over here, and I'm going to put that obviously for you guys. So, the auction is about to end, only 3 hours and 52 minutes left. The main question that I always tell you guys, but I don't know why you guys are so much into the estimated value stuff over here. Now, look at this. The estimated value over here shows $1,262 only. Now the current bid is going at $20,984. So this is the reason I always tell you guys to not fully rely on the estimated value. I have given you enough evidences and examples that not always the estimated value is good, but obviously to some people they just strictly depend on the estimated value. I've seen way more estimated value, but the domain name didn't even sell. So this is not what it is. And I've given you the example of ChatGPT. If you check its estimated value and the price it actually got sold for, there is absolutely a huge difference. So don't totally depend on these types of estimated value. Not always. Obviously you can check, but don't rely and just depend totally on these types of things. Okay. So now coming over here, if you see, there are 96 bids on this domain name, and there are only 7 bidders who are hustling to get this domain name. Look where it started from, $1, $6, and you can see the auto bidders over here. And I've told you, I've made a video on auto bidders too. If you haven't seen, you can check that too. So there is constantly a hustling bustling going between all these bidders to get this domain name. Now what actually makes this domain name so good? When I first saw this moonriverbrewing.com, I didn't really know much about this, and I really wanted to check, but I didn't give it much of a thought. But then when I googled it, you can see over here, okay, right here, the Moon River Brewing closed its door in 2024 due to financial troubles. So this was actually a full-fledged company. If you see over here, permanently closed. So maybe they are right now getting on a fresh start. You can say that. So someone acquired it and now put this on auction, and now people of the company, or maybe the company got sold to someone else, or maybe someone else is starting this. No matter what that is, we will find out obviously when this ends. So maybe when you'll watch this video, you will be able to see. If you just enter this on and check, maybe you will find some page or some lander. Right now if you type in, you will end up on a parking site. So this is what it is. And again, I'm going to tell you, not every estimated value would decide the value of a domain name. So the things that decide the value of a domain name is, if I want this domain name, I would be ready to pay a good amount of it. It all depends on person to person. It's very subjective. So I've always given you an example of a vintage car. To some, that might be a piece of trash, but to some, that particular thing might be more valuable than a new car. So this is what domain names are all about. Now I'm considering this as a vintage asset. Why? Now let me show you. Over here, the age of this domain name is 26 years old and 1 month. And you can see over here, earliest known creation date is 1999. A lot of you don't know the older domain names hold a lot of value, because they have been on the internet for a very long time, and it is actually very beneficial for the company. So this is why these types of aged domain names actually do have a big market where people acquire them. So this is what this is all about. Now moonriverbrewing.com is in an auction, and if you feel you want to check this out, you can obviously check. You just have to enter this and you will end up over on this page. So let's see where this ends. I am personally thinking that, okay, this is actually a good price. Looking at the bidders, I pretty much know that the 6th and the 7th bidder are actually on a hustle right now. They are looking to acquire this. So you won't even believe, but when it's like 3 hours and 48 minutes, when there only be minutes left, people still bid on these just to get that last minute of edge, so that they can acquire such names. Now there is actually a big brand and a big company associated with it, and you can obviously see and tell from the past that it has gone through a lot of hardship. That's the reason it got closed. So maybe reopening this would obviously be a very good option for us, obviously to know and learn, or maybe starting up something new and fresh, and we will always learn. And if you like these types of videos on domain auctions and you want to learn more about the domains, you can obviously subscribe to my page. And if you have any questions, you can obviously put this down in the comment section. Now before I leave, you see comparable domain names over here. Wind River Construction, it has the keyword river, and Moon Tower Capital, it has that keyword moon. and Black River Studio again. All these domain names are actually got sold for, you can say the estimated value was in favor, but this doesn't happen every time. So stop considering that of a very big thing. Estimated value of a domain name is very subjective. So this is what it is. I hope this helps, and thank you so much for watching this.